Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new podcast. We're sort of changing direction a little bit, just a little bit. Name of the podcast is going to be Chasing Optimum. And I've really sat on this for quite a while. And I know the names could call it anything. Could call it Bigaboo, could call it Jelly Beans, could call it anything. It doesn't really matter. But I suppose there's something in a name. But that's really where my passion is, chasing optimum in life. Doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter where you're up to. I tell you one thing I've learnt with what you want to get out of life is there's a formula for everything. So whether it be fitness, real estate, relationships, health, gut health, the clues are out there already. And I think that's what I want this podcast to be, help people increase their results, change their life, change their energy. Because it all comes back to energy in a way. If you really think about it, if you're feeling run down, burnt out, not passionate, you can't perform. You won't perform. It'll be fake. It won't feel good. I want everyone who tunes into us, who comes on the journey with us, to go to a place they've never been before, but continually. That's a never-ending place. But there's no better feeling than getting out of bed. You have peace of mind at home. You're in a good financial position. You are chasing results that you want in something that you like doing. You don't have to love it to death. Like I don't love real estate to death, but I like the sport of it. I definitely do. And how do you make the changes to do that? That's the hard part because people, it takes some bravery to make change in life. And it also takes some discipline. It takes you getting to a point where you go, enough is enough. I'm going to become a consistent discipline monster. That's it. I'm going to start saying no to things. I watched a great video yesterday. It was I think a rapper in a car. And the guy said, how did you get so successful? What did you do to get so successful? He said, it wasn't what I did, it was what I didn't do. I like that because I say no to a lot of things in life. I say no to drinking, drugs, going to places, staying up late, all of these things, food. Do you think I not like chocolate? Do you think, Jackson, hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Do you think I don't like chocolate?
I think you love chocolate.
I actually really like it. I used to get home from at school and eat a full thing of that big Nutella all the time. Ice cream. I used to put the 5-litre bucket in the microwave, melt it all, eat as much as I can, like half a bucket. I love junk food, but I say no to it. Why? Because it's not good for the production plant that's in your body. Your body is a production plant. And if you chuck a whole lot of rubbish on the production line, it's going to stuff it up. So that's sort of where I've got to with the health side and body. And your body is a reflection of who you are, what you choose to do. Your body's a reflection of that. So if you're not running at optimum, that's what this whole podcast is going to be about, not just today, but ongoing. I'm going to get some great people on this podcast. I know we don't have a lot of guests. That's more for convenience. But I've in my vision book. So my vision book is just there. I'm putting quite a bit of effort into that. Well, not yet so far. I've put some things in there, but I'm going to because I like the vision book. I used to use it a long time ago, as I've mentioned before, but I like having the vision book now. I've written just this morning about 30 guests I want to get on here. Should I say who they are? Not really. No.
Maybe one or two.
I'll keep it secret.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Burris, we were on his the other day. He hasn't released it yet. He might not have liked it. But I want to get him on. That'd be a bit embarrassing if he didn't like our podcast.
I'm not sure he'd come on ours. I'm not sure he'd come on if he didn't like the one you went on.
I know. I thought it went all right. But anyway, Mark might not have thought so. So I want to get Mark Burris on ours because he's always interviewing people. There's a few others. I want to get Mel Gibson on one day. I'm putting it out there.
That'd be good.
I'm putting it out there. Mel Gibson. I want to get him on one day because he will expose Hollywood.
You're big on that.
I'm big on that, Jack. I'm right down that rabbit hole. Kobe Aberdeen. I grew up with his brothers at Maroubra. Kobe was a lot younger than me, so I didn't really know him super well. He was skateboarding around the shops with his mates most of the time, but I haven't. I'd like to get Kobe on. I've spoken to him on Instagram a few times recently. And Jenna Louise, I want to get her on too. You might not know her. She's a female athlete. I want to get her on. There's so many others. There's like 30 in there. So anyway, back to chasing Optimum. You're a young man, Jackson, and you have a real bad knee injury at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were squatting.
Well, I shouldn't have been.
All these things. And what did it do to the last few days for you?
I can't even really remember it. I've just been like in pain, can't train, in a bad mood, eating junk. Like Liv was even saying, because I took Panadine Forte or whatever the last few nights, because the pain was so bad. Liv was like, I can't wait for the old Jackson to come back, just because I've been so just like disconnected.
That's exactly right. You look different. You sleep. How was your sleep? Out of 10?
Terrible. Like a 1.
1. That's exactly. You can, wealth is good. I think money is good. It's necessary, but really you only need so much. I was looking at the Canva girl today, and she's done an amazing thing. She's a billionaire. But I was watching this other video. I might have said it on the last podcast, but she seems very humble, the Canva girl. I like her. And then this athlete in America retired with $100 million. He's a basketballer, and he was young. And he said it was the worst thing that happened to him because he woke up every day, all of a sudden, not an athlete anymore. And he would have been, 30-odd, whatever he was. And he said all he used to do, yes, he bought a few cars and things, but he used to get in his car and drive to the furthest shopping centre that he could every day, walk around the shopping centre and come home again. That was his day. He lost his purpose. And when you have this purpose, and I like that author, I've got to remember that author's name that wrote 48 Life Laws. I don't know if you can find that, Jack. But I have not read the book. I'm going to, if there's an audio book, which I'm sure there will be, but I love the Northern Star concept. I took it from him. And you've got to have a Northern Star in your life that you get up for every day and you're running towards that North Star. It's got this magnetism around it that gives you purpose, and when you have purpose, you have power. On top of that, the energy of feeling great. You will not achieve the life that you want if you're not feeling great. So an energy source that is unlimited, that's available to everybody, is right there. If you're not feeling energized, there's a reason for it. And I can see the formula now. I didn't care when I was your age. I used to party for days on end, sleep on a Wednesday. I told you that. And I didn't care. But now I really, really understand it. And if I was younger, I would not have done that because the cost of not being in the zone is too great. And chasing Optimum is exactly that. It's learning to be in the zone every day. But sleep is, it's everything.
Do you feel like you need to experience that though?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you wouldn't have been where you are now unless you did all those things. And like me being someone listening, even just hearing somebody say that, like doesn't have the same effect that you doing all those things than like living it would.
You do. You got to build the muscle. Well, everyone's different though. That's why when at the start of this, I was like, no matter where you are up to, there's something that's going to appeal to you. Sleep might not be that important to you at the moment, Jack. It might not be, which is fine. You can function, but gut health might be because you want to. It's all linked together. The whole thing is linked together. Vibration, gut health, sleep, healthy living, exercise, all of it. You take one of those things out and you watch it change. There's a great saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. Fantastic saying. If you don't train for 3 weeks, I guarantee you'll feel different.
Yeah, I haven't trained I trained 3 days and then hurt my knee. I didn't train for a month and then trained 3 days and hurt my knee. So it's been like just over a month I haven't trained.
Yeah, you'll feel different. I'm convinced each day you get a whole lot of choices. And those choices design your future. And the quality of those choices will give you the feeling at the end of the day. So you either feel really accomplished, amazing, even though you push yourself hard, how good do you feel once you've done something hard?
Very good.
Every time. But if you sat on the lounge and ate Doritos and ate ice cream and just watched Netflix series after and over and over and over again, you might feel relaxed, but how do you actually really feel later? Terrible. So each day you get this whole selection of choices to make. And every moment you say, do I choose that way or that way, this way or this way, this way, this way? That's why this morning, even, the ice bath, I've said it before, but the ice bath, so many mornings, probably the most, I'm not really that enthused to get in there. It's that first bit that you go, takes your breath away, and you got to calm your mind and get into it. And this morning all I did was try and meditate for 6 minutes instead of, thinking about other things. I just try to still my mind and do that. It was good. And every time you feel amazing after. I know I've said that many times, but that's like life. You always feel good after a good choice. Every time. You don't go out on a Saturday night, Jack, and you don't have the beers. I will promise you on Sunday, you'll wake up, you'll feel pretty good.
Yeah, you always do.
You feel pretty good. You do the right thing to Liv, your girlfriend, buy her a bunch of flowers, put her first, do something like that. You'll feel pretty good. If you ignore her and yell at her and treat her bad, an hour later you're going to think, what did I do that for? Now I've got to fix the whole thing. It's in that moment. Everything's about how do you handle it in that moment. You get something that disappoints you. We had some pretty disappointing news yesterday.
Yeah,
very disappointing. Really disappointing. On a personal level, I haven't asked Tara if I can talk about things, but we'll see. But it's like, how do you handle it in that moment? How do you handle it in that moment? So today is full of these choices. This podcast, Chasing Optimum, what does that mean to you, Jackson? What does it mean to a young man?
I don't really know yet. Because I think it means in my head, eating healthy and training every day and doing that. But I don't know. I feel like for me, I get bored of that. Or I can get bored of that because I always go on that roller coaster.
So does Chasing Optimum feel boring to you?
Or maybe
when you hear it?
Yeah. Or in my perspective, but maybe Optimum for me is different than it is to you. What's my version?
What does it mean to you?
I don't know yet.
No.
I've got to figure that part out.
Is it like staying on PlayStation as long as you can?
I don't even really play Xbox anymore. No.
But there is a time and a season, and it's also where you're up to in life. Because if you asked me 5 years ago to eat Tommy's meal plan, I probably wouldn't have done it. I was like, what? Chicken and rice, mate. Chicken and rice. That's the thing. And that's where I was up to. And even ice bathing and breathing. I used to do Wim Hof breathing. I'd do it for a week, not even, and I'd just be like, this is too hard work, this thing. I don't like it. I used to think to myself, I just don't like it. It's not even enjoyable. Whereas now I feel weird if I don't do it. So you've got to build this muscle of Optimum, I think. You've got to build it slowly with a whole lot of choices that are going to get you somewhere. That's why the Northern Star is very important. If you combine purpose with optimum choices, you're going to be cooking with gas. But you've got to know what you're shooting at. That's why that vision book is good for me, because I'm going to put a new physique picture in there. What am I looking to do? Because I don't want to be the bodybuilder now. Not I'm a bodybuilder, but I don't want to be that big puffy look. I want to be nice, full, more CrossFit-y look, that sort of thing. The best version of how I think I should look in my 50s. That's what I'm shooting for. So every gym workout, if I don't go to the gym workout, I don't move one step closer that day. If I go to the gym workout, I'm a bit closer. Then the intensity of the workout as well. It's not easy to work out till failure every time. Failure means going beyond where you can go every single set. That's not easy. A lot of people just go in there, I'll do 10 reps. But I'm like, can I do 15? You've seen me work out.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
I don't want to let myself off. And I think part of this whole thing is no excuses. Don't let yourself off. Get real and push yourself. That's what this choosing optimum or chasing optimum is. You wake up every day. And I used to think about weeks and months and all that. It doesn't matter. It's today. Today is so important. What are you going to do about it today? What are you going to do about it today? And how does it affect tomorrow? Because if you have 5 beers tonight, I promise you tomorrow won't be high performance. If you don't emotionally regulate your day during the day, you can have a very bumpy day. You're riding on the prospects of things going right or things going not right. Whereas if you regulate your emotions and can manage them well, you have a pretty good chance of having a great day. So a fantastic year is nothing more than having 300 odd days that are fantastic. But you choose fantastic. You don't just wait for everything to go well. Tell me a day when nothing's gone wrong, Jackson.
There hasn't been one.
There hasn't. There's always
remember.
something, but it's how you react that depends on how big that thing becomes. You just say it is what it is, move on, deal with it, and away we go. First thing this morning, I had an owner write a huge email about she didn't like all the photos that were done yesterday to Ash. Ash rings me in a whole flat. I thought they were pretty good. And Ash rings me in a whole flat. I rang the lady, 10-minute conversation. We've got the photographer back out there at 12:30. We're doing everything, even though I didn't agree with some of it, but it's important to her. I'm like, let's do it all again. Do you think she's happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could have argued with her, or I could have accepted it and fixed it and gave it the best. There's always, sometimes when things don't go right, there's a great opportunity to make them right. Create raving fans like that. So how much do you value your future? What do you want it to look like? What is your Northern Star? Did you find that? 48 Laws of...
Yeah, Robert Greene.
Robert Greene.
And it's called
The Laws of...
48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene, Northern Star. That is not my concept, that's his, but I love it. What is your Northern Star? My vision book's going to have a whole host of them. You know, when I see something, the crowds I want to speak to, the people I want to get on the podcast, the income you want to earn, the business you want to create, the podcast you want to do, all of that sort of stuff. Like, how do you want that to see? What's your Northern Star? And then chasing optimum, you've got to have a whole lot of optimum days on the way there. You're doing it to you. It's your choice. The energy levels that you have today are from yesterday. Did you live clean? Do you even want to have, if your gut health is not working right, you won't work right. Your moods won't be right. You won't feel good. You won't have the energy. Your body won't be humming like it should. But get that humming, watch what happens. Your skin looks different. Your energy is different. Your eyes look different. Everything becomes different. All the blemishes go away. All these things change because your insides change. This is an inside game. Inside first, outside next. Then what was I going to talk about after the day? Sleep, drinking, drugs, vaping. I can't even believe people vape. That's no good for you. It's chemicals in your lungs. You want to be every morning, 3 rounds. Do the Wim Hof beginner's breathing. That's all you need to do. You feel phenomenal. Ice bathing, cold therapy, hot therapy, this, that, movement. Go work out for a little bit. Go work. Kill it at work. Make people say, wow, watch what happens to your life. Of course it's going to go good. Of course your life is going to change because your choices are changing. Your results are nothing more than a reflection of your choices. That's all. That's all they are. So today we are launching Chasing Optimum. We actually have Tracy Dixon coming on tomorrow. She is a woman real estate agent who started as a single mum with nothing, and she is one of Australia's best real estate agents. It's going to be a great listen for anyone, not just women, men, everyone, not just real estate agents, everybody. She has a phenomenal story. I'm looking forward to talking to her. I've tried for about 2 months to get her on. She's coming up tomorrow to talk to us. So we're going to have all these people, great people coming on. We'll just see if I can get them first. I want to get Gary Brecker one day. See. I don't know. I have to get a bit more famous first, and then he might listen to me. I've tried to message him. He doesn't respond. So let's get into today. What's your Northern Star? Are you prepared to chase optimum? Come on the journey with us. Let's do this thing.